Welcome back, guys, to This and Much More episode. This and Much More podcast. I'm Evelyn and my co-host is
Rollie Vogues.
And today we have a few topics, but before we even get started, we would like to ask everybody that's watching, just screenshot this, tag us on Instagram.
Yeah, just share it on your story.
Yeah.
That way we can
repost it.
We can repost it and, give you guys a shout out or whatever. And just to let us know that you guys are watching the episode. Mm-hmm. And also I want to throw out there that, we ask you guys to subscribe. If you're not subscribed, just keep tagging us, keep watching our episodes. It means a lot to us, and we just want to reach more people. So being able to get more subs and it kind of puts that image even the 1,000 subs, it kind of yeah, they got 1,000, they're doing something,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just want to remind you guys to subscribe. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and TikTok and all that. But that's it.
Yeah,
we'll get right into the episode. But yeah, we have a few topics that we're gonna talk about today.
First of all, let's talk about the trip.
Okay, yeah,
let's get into that. Overall, what was your experience from rating it out of 10? Oh, wait, let's cut it by parts, right?
Yeah.
The road trip itself on the way.
Yeah, so for those of you that don't know, because we had been talking about it leading up to the trip, we went to California for Milo's birthday, his 5th birthday, and man, he's 5 years old. That's so crazy.
I know, that is crazy.
But yeah, so we just wanted to take him to the Super Nintendo World was the main thing that we wanted to take him to.
Yeah.
Just for him to experience that, and something that, I guess we'll get into it, but he experienced something that we didn't get to experience as kids,
Mm-hmm.
So it was pretty special. But yeah, so how are you gonna cut that up?
Okay, so we can just do the road trip itself. We had to drive for 22 hours, 23.
Yeah, the first time,
the first time, yeah.
Yeah, because
we stopped at the Marfa.
Yeah, we stopped at the Prada.
Marfa, Texas.
Yeah, Marfa.
The Prada store, which was super dope because I had always seen it in TikTok and I really never thought I would go. But I
never even crossed my mind,
Yeah, but I always thought man, I want to go there, Yeah. I still want to go to that peak here in the
Guadalupe Peak.
Yeah, the Guadalupe Peak here in Texas is the highest nature peak.
Scenery or something like that.
Yeah, the highest peak in Texas, but nature wise.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a trail and I want to go. So that's something that I would have never even thought about, if we never went on the road trip. I didn't even know that was even here. That was a thing, Yeah,
and I'm sure there's a lot of things that we don't even know about.
Yeah, and then the whole White Sands area.
White Sands.
That was dope.
That's outside of Texas.
That's in Arizona.
Okay,
yeah. Or New Mexico. I think it's one of those two.
Yeah.
That's something I would have wanted to do, but we didn't do it because the way we were stopping, by the time we got to that park, it was closed. So then we had to drive by it,
Yeah, and then we didn't even realize that you were going to have to pay.
Yeah, which was fine because you had to pay per car or something like that.
Yeah.
But the timing, they closed at 7 and we were getting around that area by 9. But and then on the way over there, we saw beautiful scenery, all the mountains.
Yeah, I was damn, I've never seen these mountains before. I was taking
our
videos
ears were
and shit.
Kind of popping, right? A little bit.
The what?
Our ears.
Oh yeah, because of all the up and down.
Yeah, and then the little tornadoes
I call them dirt devils. I don't know if they're actually called that, but I'm the little dust tornadoes and stuff. And
yeah,
I thought that was cool. And then we saw ¿cómo se llama?
The tumbleweed.
The tumbleweed and stuff.
Yeah, that was cool too.
Yeah, that was
overall,
crazy.
I think the road trip on the way over there, I gave it a 10 out of 10. We did have to pull over. I think on the way over there, I had to drive on this one street when Roland took a break.
They must have gave you a detour,
because it was so random, So I was like, "What the fuck?" I was so scared. So I remember, it was not even late. It was just so dark. There was no lights. It was a 2-lane.
Yeah, and then my brother. Yeah, and then my brother was he's like, man, it's gonna take y'all forever to get out of Texas,
And it's true, it did.
And, man, it took us 13 hours. I want to say it was 13, but yeah, just to leave, But yeah, I gave the road trip not a 10 out of 10, but a 9 maybe, just because it's tiring. But damn, I didn't even shit. I don't know. I didn't know about I knew about cruise control, but I've never used it before. And then my brother told me too. And then your uncle
Yeah, my uncle said it.
Yeah, like, oh, y'all should have just
how that
did.
even works.
No, so I looked it up, you know, and it's just you. Aquí está en el volante, and you just press like set, and then like you go the speed you want to go to. You press set, and then you just let go of the gas, and then I think if you brake, it
stops it.
It stops it, and then you have to reset it again.
Huh.
But it's just so you can just go and.
So my knee could have been like.
Yeah,
saved.
you just chilling. Yeah.
I mean, we didn't know. You know, we never really take road trips like that long. That needs to be a thing, really.
Yeah. And
but
then, then we did stop in El Paso and
on the way back. Oh wait,
no,
on the way.
Yeah. And then so I knew that Crystal Poppin and Diaz Jr. were there, and I was shout out to them, man, because I texted Diaz just to see like, oh, where we're gonna go eat and stuff, and he's like, well, first thing you gotta do is let me know you're coming, whatever, and he's like, y'all could just pull up. So we're like, all right, fuck it, you know. And then we pulled up and we chilled there for a few minutes. It wasn't too long.
Yeah, because we were hungry.
Yeah, we were hungry. So we asked them like what to go eat. And then I always see KP talking about, well, all three of them talk about Chico's Tacos in El Paso. But then they're like, nah, like that's just going to go right through you, you know.
Yeah,
it's like,
and not a good place to go if you're on a road trip.
Yeah, not on a road trip. So, but then they're like, oh, no, there's this one spot, a Mexican spot, right? And then there were like for the flout, because he's like, oh, do you like flautas? Because that was their whole deal, right? And then what was the other one? Birria taco spot.
Yeah,
but they were closed.
But they were closing soon.
Yeah, so we went to go eat, and then after that, man, nos dimos cuenta que Juárez was there, right?
Yeah, like
it was like right there.
You could see it,
and
like,
I'm like,
that's crazy.
Damn, and you could see the difference in the architecture of the houses and stuff, and I'm just like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, man, si se oían balazos and shit like in la noche or something. That'd have been wild. But I think, yeah, and then that's when you drove
from there. Yeah.
Pero ya that one road or whatever, right?
Yeah.
It was after that.
Which, I saw a rat or a mouse. It's a rat, right?
But I didn't know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you did. You did say that.
Or was it a rabbit?
No, you told me a rabbit.
Oh, I said rabbit.
You saw a rabbit, a deer, and a fox.
I didn't see a deer. Where the heck? It was a mouse or a rabbit, and then I saw like a foxtail.
Oh.
Yeah, but the fox didn't cross the street. But the rabbit and the rat, I'm assuming, did. What's the difference between a rat and a mouse?
A mouse is small. And a rat is like, when I think of rat, I think of New York.
No.
Like I haven't seen a rat.
I get it. I get what the difference is. I think it was a rat.
Master Splinter, el papá de los Ninja Turtles, is a rat.
No. Yeah. So, yeah, you know, that happened, and then I remember Milo was on his iPad, so he kept connecting to the truck as I was charging, and he was awake. It wasn't even late, guys. It was probably like 9:30. Well, I drove from 9:30 to 2, but only because the hour changed.
Oh yeah, it did.
So while we were driving, it said you still have 3 hours, and it was like I was gonna arrive there at 2 in the morning, but it was like it was like 11.
Yeah.
So I needed 2 more hours. It was just so confusing. So I was like,
I think the trip no cambia.
No.
Pero the time.
The time.
Yeah.
But the miles didn't change. The hour that it tells you you're gonna arrive is what changed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's set, right? It already said it, but it didn't make sense to me because I'm just like, it's saying 3 hours, but the clock is saying 9. Like, digamos, let's say it's saying 3 hours, but the clock is saying you're gonna show up there.
You?
No, it's Milo. Like, it's saying I'm gonna show up there at midnight, but it's 10 and I still have 3 hours to go.
Yeah.
You know, like that. Like, it was trippy for me, but I was just going based off the miles. It said 100 miles, like 200 miles. So I was like, I'm gonna knock these miles out, you know.
Yeah.
That's how I saw it. So then, and it was so dark, and then Milo was like in the back, you know, on his iPad, and then he kept connecting whenever he would play something, and it would scare me because I was like unexpected because I was like jamming, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty scary. Like, you know,
that's crazy.
And then once we pulled over, I was like, all right, I'm like ready to knock out, like, you know, tired, you know. And
no, the trip was hard. Like I mean, the longest I've ever me or El. Oh, the longest I've ever driven has been to Mexico, you know. So it's like,
yeah,
that was crazy. But Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the
I
road
think,
trip
yeah, next
maybe
time we're gonna fly
we're
over
gonna
there.
fly it, yeah,
you
for
know?
sure.
But it was cool. It was an experience.
Yeah,
you
it
know?
was cool that we did do that because we did stop and see a lot of stuff too. Like, I just think Milo was amazing too with the scenery, and all that.
Yeah, but you want to go on a quick
Yeah,
break?
let's go on a quick break and we'll be back, guys.
Sir.
And we are back. So overall, the trip, the driving it was good. I guess I don't give it a 10 out of 10 because there was things that I was just like, on the way I was like whatever, but on the way back I was like, fuck, I want to get home already.
Yeah, and then that
and I knew that was gonna happen. I just knew that was gonna happen.
And then that Prada one, it was cool to see it. We're like looking for it, like where is it at? Because you pass through a little town and it's like all small.
Yeah.
And then you're like looking, you're like, where is it at? And yeah, pasamos, and there was nobody there, right? So it was cool. We just parked the truck. We changed. We did a little video. They had like locks on the side. People just that dejan cosas or whatever. So I didn't know about that. But the only thing was that it was boarded up. Like somebody broke one of the windows or whatever. And I was like, damn, that sucks, But I was able to like get the video like to not
on
show
one
that.
of the sides, yeah.
Yeah, so that was pretty dope. Where else?
Roland kept trying to stop at the thrifts and a lot of them were closed.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there was like the small town thrifts or whatever. Or we'd be like, oh, is there a thrift here? Whatever. But nah. And then there was this one where there was hella stuff outside, remember?
Oh yeah, there was
but nobody
weird.
Yeah, and I'm like, damn. It almost felt like if it was like a Texas Chainsaw like neighborhood, Like,
yeah, it did.
Like I felt like people were probably like looking at me through the window.
I know. I was looking like the whole time. I was like, man, if somebody comes out running out here.
Yeah, because there was a truck con las puertas abiertas.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was weird. And I would hear it. I heard a TV.
And honestly, I'm going to be for real with you. I was like, why is he still waiting? Like, why are you still waiting? I didn't get it. I was like, man, he's so like being aware of his surroundings. But yeah, he's so dead on wanting to buy something from here. Like, it's just like, let's go. Like, obviously nobody's coming out. You're being out. 2 minutes doesn't sound like a long time, but when you're just waiting is a long time. Yeah. And you were there more than 2 minutes.
Yeah, I know, but I wasn't just waiting. I was looking through shit.
I know, but nobody
expecting
was coming.
Somebody. Yeah, but I was just like, all right, if they do come out, then I know what. Because there was a few things that I told you, and I'm like, there's a few things, So I'm like, if they do come out, then I already know what there is. You know? But yeah,
but
I didn't want to wait, have them come out, and then me be like, oh, can I look through this stuff? Like, if I like.
Yeah, but in my head, I'm just like, he's looking, and what if it's stuff that is not even being on like sale,
Yeah.
But yeah, and then being in LA for sure, taking a truck, it ain't it. Like, it's better to have a small car.
It's all compact over there.
Yeah,
man.
it's super tiny. Like, it's just, I like it because it's outside. Perfect weather, honestly, but I was not prepared for that. Like, I was expecting Houston weather. Shame on me for not even checking, honestly.
Yeah, I didn't even think twice. I just like, oh, it's gonna be hot.
And I told Rolling once we were there, I'm like, I get why in the videos people are wearing hoodies and shorts. Like, I get it now. We went to the beach. It was fucking cold. It was like, especially, it was good.
Yeah.
But since we touched the water, it was just so windy.
Yeah, and then you kept telling me, go to the water, touch it, see how cold it is. I'm like, I know it's cold. It's already cold out here.
It's just one of those things like, damn, you went to LA and you didn't even touch like that side of the ocean. Like, why not?
It's a beach. I'm like, I mean, there's nothing special about the water. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna go.
But it's just like,
it's like Cancun. I'm like, oh shit, it's Cancun. Like, let me. Ahí te dan, like, you can take some sand and shit. Like, it's
they had sand there too.
Yeah, but that's like, it's just a beach.
It's only a beach to you because it's in the
because people don't
United
live
States.
in Cancun.
People do live in Cancun.
Yeah, but not like tourists, like where you get the sand or Escaret and all these whatever the hell, like that nice, People live like more in y se mira más like not like what we see as a tourist.
Yeah.
So they don't give a fuck, like.
Yeah.
Pero us, porque allí like Santa Monica or whatever, I don't think like people live there.
Yeah.
People look at tourists like, oh my God, like there's nothing special, you know.
Yeah, and
like I said, it's like people, tourists going to Galveston and being like, oh, I'm gonna take some Galveston sand to the back home, and
I
it's
mean,
like,
if they're from like coming from England, yeah, I see them doing that.
yeah, then you should have done that. Pero
No, I mean, I didn't want
yeah,
to. But
I'm just saying. I'm saying that's why I was like, I don't know why you're being so pushy about the water. I'm not gonna go touch water.
I literally just wanted you to feel how cold it was. That's it.
It was just gonna make me cold, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, and then Milo wanted to go back in the water. He didn't care that it was cold, so I was like, I'm too cold. Just take him. But you're like,
Yeah.
nah. So I was like, all right, whatever. So I just left you alone. And you're not supposed to drink alcohol over there. Not on the beach. So Roland ended up chugging a Coke Z, and we ended up putting because he was too scared, guys. I was like,
I follow rules, man.
He does follow rules, because we had beer in the cooler. We took the cooler, we took our little
Fucking
wagon.
Bad.
Big mistake.
Yeah.
Big mistake. But it was a good mistake because we had the cooler, and but it was super windy. Milo was like enjoying his life because he had like a little not a long sleeve, but like his
Short sleeve shirt.
Yeah, his shirt, the swimming one, had like sleeves, so he was chilling, he was enjoying the sand, but I was cold, and I was drinking the beer a escondidas, like, porque Roland was like over there, so he's like, well, why don't we just put it in the Coke Zero, I'm like, all right, cool. So we did that. Then we ended up like drinking it together, Michelob's with Coke Z mix. It's not too bad, actually.
It was in mix.
It was kind of mixed, It
And
was a little
then,
different. So then that happened. We ended up going to the pool, me and Milo. I was freezing.
He was freezing too. He was swimming with his
yeah. And then
I'm
I had a floaty that I bought at Dirt Cheap for like $1, but they're from Target and they're more expensive, obviously, right?
Yeah.
And I got it on a deal at Dirt Cheap. And then I was so cold, guys, that I forgot it in the pool area and didn't remember about it until like Saturday. 2 days later. And it was gone already. Somebody had taken it. So I was like, whatever. We still have another one, which I think I'm going to take tomorrow to the water park. Because it's just like, maybe we could use it.
Yeah, maybe. Because I'm sure they have some there.
Yeah. But maybe I have to rent, right? I don't know. But that happened. So that was Thursday. And we were just tired.
Fuck yeah.
And then they man, I didn't even tell you that they charged you the 80, right? Right?
Did they?
I mean, they charged your card, the Best Buy card.
Oh, damn. I have to check that.
And you need to check to see if they give us the money back, right?
Yeah, I have to check that.
But basically, you have to pay for parking to stay at the damn hotel, which I knew already, but I was like, man, that's like a ripoff, but whatever. I didn't like that, but I guess it's normal over there because a lot of the hotels were charging anyways,
it's just the spot you
and
pick,
then we did go to this pizza spot.
Oh, shout out my boy Frankie, man, because I asked him, right? So so we know people like that live out there,
Amadora
también, pero low-key, I just wanted to meet Frankie and shit, but it didn't happen. But yeah, I was like, hey, bro, like, we're on our way over there. He's like, oh, I stay 20 minutes from Santa Monica. I'm like, bet, like, what's there to eat? What's there?
Yeah.
So he said this one spot, right? Prince Street Pizza. And I think that's a New York pizza. Like,
okay.
I think it originates in New York, but they have one in Santa Monica, and now they have one, But, man, those pizzas were pretty good,
Yeah.
But not the one you got, right?
Yeah,
Porque le pusieron honey or something.
I didn't realize that I had gotten one that had, like, a vodka.
It was like a vodka and then, like, honey.
And I was, like, biting into it, and I'm just like,
yeah,
what
like,
the fuck?
it's
I
sweet.
need my marinara. Like, I need the saltiness,
Yeah.
And
so I asked him, I'm like, what's this one? And then I'm like, is this one the same as this? He's like, oh, no, that one has, like, honey. And I'm like, oh, shit. Like,
you know how I know that I can be, like, a little bossy in a way without even trying? Is when the guy burnt our pizza, and he didn't even burn it. He just like left it in the oven, so it was a little bit more crunchier,
Yeah. And you knew he's like, oh, he left it in there.
I knew it because I saw it. I'm like, oh shit, he's like over here minding his business, forgetting our pizzas in the oven. He's gonna let it burn, But then I saw it when he took it out, and I kind of took a glance at the bottom of it, and no estaba quemada.
Yeah, I ate it.
Yeah, I know. It wasn't burnt.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, I'm so sorry, whatever. And then he was going to chunk it on the trash. I'm like, wait, don't throw it.
Yeah.
He's like, why, you want it? I was like, give it to me, I don't care. He's like, well, this one's on the house.
This one's on the house. I'll do another one.
And he gave us another one, a fresh one, which was a bomb too, you know. But it was just so funny because I was like, wait, you know.
I know. And then after we left, I was like, it's so crazy because like, who are we, like, to or him thinking? Why didn't he think to himself like, okay, just because she tells me not to throw it away, I'm not gonna stop.
Yeah, but then I told him, I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. I did say, I'm sorry. It's just that I hate like throwing away food, you know. I'm like, I'm sorry. I just hate throwing away food. He's like, nah, you're good. And I'm just like, but the way I reacted, it was like, if I fucking knew him, I was like, wait, you know. But yeah, that happened. The pizza spot was good. The one that you gave me afterwards was good for, like, I liked it. Like, it was good. The one I was eating from you, I was like, can I have the last piece?
Yeah, because so I had the good pizza with the cupped pepperonis, you know,
like the little burnt.
I've never had them, so I was like,
babe,
I never had those. From where?
I don't know, but you've had.
I've never had the cup pepperonis. I've been wanting them, and then I know Little Caesar has the pizza with that, but we always get the fucking the regular
$5.
Well, it's not even $5.
$5 no more. It's like $6.41.
It's $6.50 something. When it was $5, it was $5.41. But yeah. So it's like, I had the good pizza, and it was spicy, you know. It was like had a spice to it.
The pepperonis were spicy.
Yeah, and then she had like that sweet one, and she's like, I don't want it.
I was not enjoying mine. I was like, ugh.
And then I'm like, well, if you want, we'll get another one, like the one I have, you know.
I was like, let me try yours.
No, so, and you're like, oh, it is good. And then I'm like, let me try yours. So then I tried it, and that's when I'm like, oh shit, it is different, right? And then I'm like, I'll eat it. Está bien, you know. And I was already I was saving that piece. It was like crunchy. And then you're like, okay, well, now let me have yours. And then I'm like, the fuck? Like,
no hesitation. I ate that.
I'm like, that wasn't the plan. I was gonna finish that pizza, you know.
Oh my god, that's too funny. But that happened. The pizza spot was good. We pulled up when we ended up
Okay, go.
We ended up like going to the hotel.
Yeah. No, but before all that, before we even went to the hotel or the pizza spot, we went to Universal Studios. And we went on City Walk. And then we went to go ask. Because we were going to go Friday.
Oh, yeah. We ended up changing in the truck.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we did. I was in my underwear and everything.
I was like, in the parking lot. God, they're going to call security. But it was like,
but which was very smart of us to do, you know, porque if we hadn't stopped, because we were like, oh, we have time, let's just go.
Yeah, I was like,
and we paid for
just to see exactly where we were gonna go,
and we paid for the parking,
which
you know,
is
like
$30.
Yeah, so we are like, fuck it,
let's go.
We got ready, we went just to check out City Walk, and then
because we didn't know what
we didn't even know how it works. Like,
yeah.
Oh, do we have to pay to get in there? And she's like, no, that's just an open mall. Like, yeah, it leads up to the entrance of Universal Studios. So. Yeah, so we did all that. We saw everything, and then we asked.
I asked.
Oh yeah, I asked a few questions. Like,
what'd you ask? Honestly, guys, I'm always the one asking because I am the type of person that is like, I need to know. Like, is there such thing as they say there's no such thing as a dumb question, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you like this. Like, you know, people get offended when they're like, oh, assume. Your role, or take your role as the husband, or take your role as the wife, or whatever the hell, you know. But it's not even about a husband or wife. It's just like, if I know you're the one that asks the questions, if I know you're the one that's gonna be like, or gives the complaints about like comida or shit like that, I'm gonna let you do that, because I already know you do that, you know. So it's like, if we're gonna ask questions, I know you have it. I know you got it. Like, I'm gonna let you do your thing.
So I got your back.
Yeah. And you ask the questions, and if I see that, or if I know that you missed something, then I'll ask a question, you know.
No. So yeah, that happened. We were asking. We ended up getting into Universal, but not actual Universal, like just the entrance area.
Yeah.
And then I did tell you, I was like, ask whatever you want to ask. Because it might slip my mind, you know.
Yeah.
And we ended up going to the VIP area because we did book VIP, which I 1000% recommend. If you've never been, do VIP, especially if you have kids that are 5 and above. Do it, just because you save so much time. What I think I would do again is I would book VIP again, but this time I would opt out the tour.
But the tour was cool.
It was cool. No. I didn't opt out this time.
I didn't know you could opt out.
Yeah, you can just tell them, like, the girls left after the tour. They did their own
Oh, yeah,
thing.
yeah. But then there were still more rides, though.
Yeah, but I personally would have, like... I enjoyed this. I'm glad we did the tour. But now that I know that they do the tour, I think I would opt out the next time just to go and do the rides multiple times.
Yeah, that's
and,
true.
You know,
that's true.
Next time, right? But if you're going as a first timer, I think booking VIP, it is more expensive, guys. It does range from like $400 to $500 or $600, depending on the day you're going. We paid $470 each because we literally went midsummer on a Friday. You know, it was an expensive day for us to even go, but we decided to go that exact day because it was Milo's actual birthday.
With like the tour guide, I asked him too, like, you know, I took my role as the husband and I was curious, so I asked the question, you know.
I was not there, guys. You know where I was at? My ass was on one of the rides that he was too scared to get on. Where was I?
You ran off with Milo to take him to the restroom. We had to go down like the 4 escalators.
Oh, yeah, you're
so
right.
y'all were gone. And I was just there with the fucking
no choice,
wagon.
Baby boy, you were by yourself.
I know, but he was talking. The tour guide was talking with the other people.
Mm-hmm.
Pero yo me quedé con ellos, and I was like, oh fuck. So I was just like, it's busy like this all the time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, doing my little talk. You know?
That's funny.
But I asked him, I'm like, when's the best time to come? You know, and he's like, he said that I mean, there's times when it picks up and slows down, slows down, but he would recommend like after New Year's.
Mm-hmm.
So like mid-January and February is when it's like kind of slow, and then it picks up again for spring break. And we'll go to the other one.
I want to go to the other one.
Man, I didn't even ride the Harry Potter ride. But anyway,
No, I did.
but then he's like, yeah, but if you get VIP, any time of the year is the best time to come. And we kept getting the like the good, like, man, y'all came, VIP is the way to go, you know. So we're like, I guess that's dope, you know.
Yeah, honestly, guys, the longest line the whole day that we did wait was for like 15 minutes, and it was the Super Mario World one.
Yeah.
And
let's give our review on that. Oh, what were you gonna say?
Okay, yeah, that was like our longest line, but we were still in the VIP line. But it was just because that day they were actually having trouble with the ride. Yeah, overall, let's do a little recap of the day, right? So we showed up. Once you show them that you're VIP, they give you free breakfast. Your tour guide gets there. But the way we did it was we showed up earlier than what our tour was planned for.
Oh, try to go get fucking the Toad thing.
Yeah, so we went to go because I wanted to get the reservation really bad for the Toad's Cafe. Because it's literally the park opens at 8, but there's a limited amount of people that can get early access at 7 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And
if you're VIP, it doesn't guarantee that you get in at 7, because you need the early access to get in at 7.
Yeah, so they only sell like it was that the early access was sold out like 2 weeks before or even that specific date, anyways, right? So then we get there. They tell us you have to come in early tomorrow, go to Toad's Cafe. And what the VIP does do is they give you the link so you can book. And normally you can't get that link unless you scan the code when you're in Super Mario World. Yeah. So for us, we could be like super close to Super Mario and we would refresh and no salían available times because the people that were already in there from 7 in the morning had already booked. Mm-hmm. So when we get there, it said, sorry, booked for the day. And it was already 8:30.
Yeah.
So we were like, fuck, it's been open. The park's been open 30 minutes, you know?
Yeah. And that was like one of the things, because we wanted to get in there.
Just so Milo can experience the restaurant.
The restaurant and like the food or whatever the hell, you know?
So then I went to go ask and I'm like, man, so there's just no way?
No, so we were like, oh, fuck. Well, that sucks, you know?
Yeah.
And then you're like, should I ask, you know? And I'm like, yeah, I mean.
So then I went and I'm like, so are y'all booked for the day? And she's like, we're booked for lunch. At 11 a.m., we're going to open reservations for dinner. And I was like, okay, that's actually really smart how they did that, right? Mm-hmm. So then I was like, oh, okay. And she's like, however, if you want to go in right now, you can. Because it was so early. It was 8:30 in the morning, right? And I was like, okay, we can go in. And she's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. So we decided to go in. And I already had seen a lot of the reviews on TikTok that the food wasn't that great, you know. And it didn't look too great either. But I was like, I just want to get the cake.
Yeah.
To sing happy birthday to Milo and buy him a little cup or a souvenir from there. And which is exactly what we did. We got him the cake, which if you think about it, is pretty dope because having a cake for breakfast is cool.
It's like a kid's like,
it's like
wow,
a kid's like, oh my God, cake for breakfast, and then it being like, what is it? What was it called?
The beanpole cake. Toad.
So then we sang, we sat down, we got our little, he got a little mushroom cup because it's not toad, because it's a difference, guys. And we sang happy birthday, which I thought it was very special because it was so early in the morning.
Yeah.
But the cake was not good.
Yeah,
right?
it wasn't that good.
It was not good. I give it like a 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Actually, no, if I'm being real, I give it like a 3 out of 10 because I didn't even want to eat it.
He didn't want to eat it.
He didn't want to eat it. He's like, I don't like this green part,
Yeah.
It was
and
like,
I was trying to
eat it.
find the good flavors in it, porque it was layered. So I was
because it was chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry.
Yeah, pero I don't know. It felt so
good.
fakey. It had that fake taste to it, But I was like,
but it was super nice. We sang happy birthday. We took pictures, and then Bowser would come and the whole restaurant would turn
because the windows it was Toad's house.
Yeah.
And then the windows tenían screens, and it was all the little toads working, making the food and stuff, and then it would people would all the way across the restaurant se veía que venían la tormenta de Bowser. So they would start running from over there, and then the people in the factory would just run. And now the factory is by itself. It was crazy. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, and then
the
Milo
lights
they
cambiaban.
They would dim.
There's a storm.
Yeah.
I thought it was so dope.
Honestly, I'm glad that's how we experienced Toad's Cafe.
Yeah, not packed,
and I'm glad that we actually got good food, because lunch and breakfast are included. So that was the first time that we ended up at Super Mario World. We were able to skip the line because we had the badge, so we skipped the line because when we got there was a long ass line. But again, I was like, do we have to get in this line
just to show them that?
So then I asked, I'm like, do we need to get in line? She's like, no, you can go in because we had the badge, right? So they let us in. And then that was the first time we were able to see the Super Mario World, but we didn't want to stay there because we have to go back to our tour guide. So when we get back, we eat breakfast there.
It takes a long ass time. The VIP shit was at the very front. The Super Mario thing is the very last thing. But you have to go through four escalators. And we had a wagon. Yeah, we had a wagon, so we had to we couldn't walk down. I had to wait with the fucking wagon, It was too big for me.
Milo couldn't even be in the wagon going down the escalators, which makes sense, right?
Why didn't I just hacerlo chiquito and carry it with me like this?
Because the way you did it was smart, though. It was just, that would have been longer. We would just take him down. You would get on and we would get behind you or in front of you.
Yeah, but we could have been walking. Yeah, but people weren't walking.
No, people weren't walking. There was somebody always in front of us,
But so we get to VIP, we get our breakfast. They gather the people who are gonna be in the so in the VIP thing, you can ask for a
private tour.
So,
which is just you and your family.
And or you just get set up with other families,
Yeah, which wasn't too bad because it was only 10 of us.
Yeah, so I did ask do people have preferences I don't want to do the Harry Potter, so how does that work? But they're like, no, the tour guide is gonna tell you what they have planned for the day, and that's how it's gonna go, pretty much. And
they said for ours, I loved our guy. What was his name? Chris. I definitely recommend. You can actually request him when you go if you get the VIP. I liked him a lot because he was already he was not a rookie. He knew his ways around the park.
He'd been there for 30 years or something like that.
So the way he planned our day was rides first, lunch, then tour, and then more rides. Which I told him that's the perfect way to do it because we got on the rides
the heavy rides
with light breakfast,
Yeah.
And then we ate a good lunch, and then we let the food
just while we chilled
settle while we're in the tour. So that happened. We started our tour. We ended up starting our tour in Harry Potter World, which I was so in love with.
Yeah.
Milo is an adrenaline junkie, guys. He loves getting on rides, so he had a lot of fun on that one ride, right? Then the second Harry Potter ride, Milo couldn't get on.
Oh my God.
We're gonna take a quick break, guys. Sorry, guys, we had to change our battery. But so we started with the Harry Potter, and I got on the second ride. Obviously, I love getting on a ride, so Roland stayed behind with Milo. And honestly, by far my favorite ride, because I caught myself just like smiling the whole time. Like, it was so dope, honestly. Especially because I'm a big Harry Potter fan, you know, and I love watching the movies. It just brings me so much like comfort, you know.
Yeah.
And so that was that. We didn't explore the world too much, the little area, because then we went from there. We decided to go to the Transformers.
Was it Transformers? Yeah.
We went to we went all the way down. That was the first one that we did up, like in the first level. Then we went all the way down, went to Transformers. We got on that ride, which was dope because Milo really enjoyed it. But then he was kind of scared, right? Because he was like, it literally is like 3D rides.
We went to the water world thing.
Oh, yeah. The water world.
The show,
which was super dope too. It was really funny. But we didn't want to get wet. So I did want to get wet so early on.
But we're kind of glad we didn't though.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't because I was wearing these shorts that were like this like specific tela that I was like, man, if they're
like nylon.
Yeah. I'm like, if they're gonna be wet, then I'm gonna be getting like annoyed, you know.
Yeah.
So I was like, and then I didn't want Milo to be like Roland and Milo were wearing jeans, so you know, whenever you get jeans wet, then they get heavy.
Yeah.
So, and it was still early, so it was a little fresco still, you know. So I was like, nah, let's just chill. So we ended up watching the whole show, which was super nice. A nice show. Definitely recommend checking it out if you're there. It's super funny. And then from there we went to the
from there it was Transformers, yes.
And then we got the Transformers ride.
No. Not even.
What?
No, we went to Jurassic porque we came down and then Jurassic is right there to the left.
No, so, we went to Transformers.
No.
Yeah, because you had to go leave the wagon.
Yeah, they're like, okay, leave the wagon because you're not gonna be able to take it into Super Mario. So we went to Transformers, and coming out of Transformers, we went into Super Mario.
So we did Jurassic first?
Wait. No. I remember coming out of Jurassic, and then the restrooms were right there. And no, he didn't tell me like. No, you know what? I don't know.
I think we did. Okay, let's say basically, guys, we ended up doing, I feel like we're skipping one.
No, it was Harry Potter, the Water World. We did Transformers, we did Super Mario. It's not in order.
Oh, no, yeah. That's how we did. That's how it happened. We did go leave the wagon. We did Transformers. Then we went to Super Mario World. And then from Super Mario World, when we came back, you left the wagon. Because we're like, oh, we don't have our ponchos. And he's like, oh, I have extra ones. So then from Super Mario World, we left the restroom, went to Jurassic. After Jurassic, we went to the Mummy because I ended up telling the guy, like, oh, my seat's wet.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we went to Transformers. A lot of the rides there, I feel like Milo qualified because they're not like roller coaster rides. It's just like you get on and you feel all these, it's like a virtual thing, right?
Yeah.
And so that was cool. A lot of them were good. The virtual stuff was good.
They do a good job at it. Like
you feel like you're on a roller coaster.
The Transformers one he was scared. But the Transformers one, I was like, holy shit. Like, yeah, like, it's like you're a robot, right? And then the shit's moving. But it makes you feel like you really are falling, like, on the screen. Yeah. Like, the Autobots say Evelin, and then, like, they would jump off a building, and then you're just seeing the screen. And you feel like you're jumping off. You feel like the seat is, like going down. But it's, like, not. You know, I'm just like, holy shit. And remember I kept telling you that, I told you that, there was one where they're on a skyscraper, and then you're like, oh my god, the Decepticon se hizo como a jet, and then he flew out, and then I'm like, we better not fucking fly out right now, like, you know. But
no, it was, that one was cool. Milo was a little scared of that one, And from there, we ended up going to Super Mario World, which was already our second time there. We went on the ride. That's when we waited like the 15 minutes because the line was so long, guys.
Man, it would have been like 3 hours.
Long. Yes. Super long. So then,
well, porque like from outside, you see the line and you're like, damn, it's from there. And then ya no se ve adentro. And then you see the people waiting up there. And you're like, damn, it's a long line. Because I would think that it's right there.
Yeah.
But when we walked and then we got to that point where Bowser is at, it's más pa dentro. Oh,
it's like around and around
shit,
and then zigzags. And I'm just like, gosh. Yeah. Honestly, I feel so bad because I felt like a lot of people were looking at us. Not just us specifically, but like our group.
Yeah. Like
any VIP group that would just go, everybody was just looking at us like ugly.
But you know, our tour guide said that. He's like, you guys are going to feel VIP. Like, I'm going to take y'all to the front. Like, you guys are going to feel it, you know?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, damn, porque
we felt it, yeah.
Imagine people that had already waited an hour or an hour and a half, and we're just like, phew. They probably were looking like, the fuck, you know? And even that, they were probably going to wait another hour. Damn, you know?
Yeah, and then our tour guide was super cool with a lot of the people that were in all the rides, so they were like letting us skip.
Chris?
Yeah. So then we waited in that one. Again, they did tell us that they were having trouble with the actual game, but it being like a virtual game, you get on like a little Mario Kart, and overall the ride kind of sucked.
It sucked.
Yeah, the ride sucked. So definitely not worth the 3-4 hour wait, honestly. Yeah. And I saw a lot of people say that on TikTok, but I wanted to experience it myself anyways.
Yeah, and I'm glad we did the way we did.
And guess what, guys? I beat Roland because he was like, I had higher score than him in the game.
I wasn't even trying to play like that.
Yeah, okay.
I wasn't. I wasn't.
Yeah, that's fine. If you're saying that, I believe you. But I still beat you though.
I mean, yeah, I guess, whatever.
Yeah, I still beat him.
I wasn't playing, you know.
Okay, that's fine.
My shit was stuck.
Oh, so then our carts where it was Milo, me, some random guy,
some random guy.
Roland. Our car literally just froze and we're just like, what the fuck?
Holy fuck. Ya no salieron los...
Nothing. Like literally like we got stuck in the ride in a way.
I'm for like, damn, are we
minute,
gonna...
right?
Yeah.
And then Milo was like, what's going on? And I'm like, just keep shooting, puppy.
Yeah.
But he was like, he kind of caught on, but then he was like, whatever.
And then, they moved us. And then I'm like, all right. Like, that was kind of crazy.
But it being our second time there, right? Milo caught on that there was a Bowser Jr. game, right? Yeah. But I knew that to get in there, you needed keys. That's the only way you can play Bowser Jr.
Yeah.
But since we were in and out of the little world area, we didn't... I wish we would have gone to the little store and spent time there because I feel like they might have had different things, but I feel like not really, you know? And so we were in and out. That was our second time. We got out. We went to the Jurassic World ride. Super dope ride. Like 100,000 recommend that one.
Yeah, I like
but that. You do get wet. There's just no way
Did you notice there was a glitch on the screen, that dinosaur?
Yeah.
It like jumped like that a little bit. Yeah. I was like,
I saw that. Like the one that hit the screen.
I have it on video.
Yeah. Well, I saw it. And
I'll shut up then.
No, I'm saying my mom was like, se mira como que si fuera de verdad. And I'm like, yeah. I mean, if you're there and you have if you're not so close-minded and you're actually there to enjoy the time, then you could possibly think like, oh, damn, like it looks for real. Yeah. And so the glitch, you know?
Yeah. And the glitch threw it off.
Yeah, but if you're a kid, like Milo, I feel like he was like, what the fuck? Yeah. Like, he was like, wow. Like, he was like, am I for real, like, seeing these dinosaurs right now? Because he kind of like got down a little bit because the real dinosaurs, the other ones, they were so close to us. I feel like
they were
like it was not like they were like,
you know, cause you're like going on the water and then like he like it's like literally right above you, like, oh shit, like it's kind of close, you know? Like, and he was probably like, oh fuck.
And then we did this big ass drop. It was big. It felt huge. But then Roland looked it up and it was nothing, guys. But it just went so fast. Yeah. Like, you know.
Because you're going up.
Yeah.
Right at the end, you go up, which is the drop, you know. And then you're going up and quita un dinosaur and then sale el T-Rex.
Like, you're too, like, caught up with trying
to, like... You're looking up and then... Boom!
Yeah.
And I told my brother and my mom, I'm like, man, we were like... going down, and like the water's like hitting your face, and then you know, I'm like, man, that shit was. I went like this to Milo because I feel like he could have flown off, you know.
Yeah.
And then I looked. I'm like, I'll show you, and then
you look it up.
I looked it up, and then it was like a little drop. I'm like, damn it! It literally felt bigger than that. Like,
I feel like I would want to get on that ride with your mom. Yeah. It'd be so funny.
Yeah.
But definitely, you have to wear like a poncho, right? Because
man, you're gonna get wet. I was next to a little boy, remember? And he was sitting on my poncho and shit.
I told you to tell him.
I did tell him. Ya me lo se quitó, pero my shit was already like, by the time we were going, that shit was on tight, the little thing. And it was like pulling on my shit. And then I'm like, I couldn't, my hood was like a C. And I had my phone like this, and I was trying not to get wet. And I didn't want my Mario shit to get wet. Yeah. The power band. And I'm like, it was just a bitch. You know? I was uncomfortable on that ride, but it was a good ride.
Yeah. So then we get off. Then it's the mummy ride that Milo couldn't get on. That was the second ride that he couldn't get on. Other than that, he can get on all of them.
The Jurassic Park one is the one that the tour guide was like, all right, buddy, like if they si te ponen que te midas, like get on your tippy toes, you know.
Yeah.
But you just took them, remember?
Yeah.
You went to take them, and you're like, nah, that they were gonna let them.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then the mummy, what?
So then we get in the mummy, and I got on by myself because Roland he couldn't get on because he stayed behind with Milo, and
because only one parent can go on the VIP thing. That's why, like kind of like the Harry Potter one.
Yeah,
like
because somebody has to stay with Milo.
No, yeah, but it's not like, oh, you get off and now I get on. It's like, no there's only one ride, and then he would tell us like, after the tour, after the VIP experience is done, y'all can come back and just switch. You know?
Because we were in a group, right?
Yeah,
which was fine because Roland really didn't care for the rides, and
I'd rather you get on the rides.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not scared of nothing, but it's just I know you like the mummy.
And then honestly, we got on. That one was good. I knew that it was. I'm glad Milo didn't get on because he would have been scared because it was like a lot of scary stuff. But the ride, it was an actual like roller coaster, and it went backwards. Like, you're not expecting it. I knew because the girl that I was with said that she was with a group with like our group. She was like a travel girl or whatever. And she's like, oh, this is the ride that just goes backwards. I kind of wish she would have never told me because it would have been fun to just experience it. But then I was just waiting for it to go backward, you know. And it was pretty cool. It was, you know, it was a cool ride. But I did leave the seat wet. So I told the guy, I'm like, oh, I just came back from the Jurassic one. It's the seats wet. He's like, oh, you're fine. It's like, okay. So then we left. And then from there, we went to go eat lunch.
Yeah.
And then Dracula was there. And ¿cómo le dijo
Dracula is like... Oh, because they gave Milo a little button that says...
it's my birthday.
It's my birthday, Milo, and then a 5, right? And then... So people would catch on and they would see it and be like, oh, happy birthday, you know? Yeah. And Dracula's like, happy birthday, my friend. And he's like, what the fuck, you know?
Milo was just like, what the fuck? Like, he was not like, scared, but he was like...
that's Dracula, bro?
Yeah,
you know, like,
he was like that. He was like, what? You know? And then, because you tell him he was scared, he's like, nah, I wasn't scared. I was just like, wow. Like, he said, you know, he's talking to me.
And that was pretty cool. The food was good.
And it was a good view, too.
It was a good view. And it was... Dracula was there. And then... Lucy was there. And...
Back from the Future or something like that.
Yeah, Back to the Future.
Back to the Future.
Not Marty McFly, the professor guy. I forgot his name. But yeah, he was there. So I thought that was cool. You know, they were just like talking to the people as they ate and stuff.
Yeah.
And then after that, we were gonna go on the tour. But while we were waiting, Frankenstein
out of nowhere.
Yeah, and then he's just like walking around, you know, and like.
And then he caught on to Milo, right?
Yeah, he saw Milo just sitting on the wagon, so he like grabs the wagon.
He told Milo like this.
Oh, yeah, he goes like this.
And then Milo was just staring at him like, what the fuck? Like.
And then he just grabs the wagon, y se lo lleva. And Milo's just there like.
He's not moving. Like, it was so funny. He wasn't scared. He didn't even look back. Like, Milo didn't even look back at us.
My dad's gonna come get me right now.
And you never went to get him. Like,
I was like, fuck.
I'm surprised you let him.
I was like, what do I do? I'm like, he's not gonna take him, right? Like, you know.
Imagine it would have been kind of ridiculous of you to be like, "Hey man, what's up?"
What if
like,
I would have heard like over the radio and police like, there's a guy in the Frankenstein taking kids. I'm like, oh shit, like I fucking ran over there, you know.
yeah, but he didn't even go far. He just like walked. And Milo didn't. I was expecting him to look back at us, but he didn't even look back. He was just too focused on like him, you know.
Yeah.
And so that was pretty cool because it was like not even part of the tour, and then that happened to him. Like he was probably thinking like, I just saw Dracula, now Frankenstein is taking me, like you know.
That was cool.
Yeah, and then we went on the tour.
Which the tour was cool because whenever when you know like you see movies where people take tours of a studio and it just looks boring.
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh, and here we have this and here we have that, you know. But it was like little. Like with because we saw the Jaws, like where they do the movies at Jaws, like they use a certain like water or like pool or whatever, and that's for water scenes. This is for this, you know. So they had like the Jaws thing, and then that was cool.
Yeah, the shark threw water at us.
Yeah, and then they did the
Milo was like, because they did like a little scene that there was a person in the water, and obviously there was red and the shark came out, you know. As a grown-up, you know it's not real, right? But him, well, he was like,
yeah,
what? Like there's somebody in the water. I wonder if he was just like, how is everybody so chill right now, you know? Because he was just like, what, you know?
Yeah, and then there was the Bates Motel one. Or it's not Bates Motel, was it?
No, it was
American Psycho.
Norman Bates.
Yeah, which is the Bates Motel is based off the Norman Bates. But yeah, so he's like, yeah, the person's like, yeah, right here we have he usually would take the girls to the hotel.
No, he just was with this one girl. They caught him, whatever. They saw him, and then you see the girl like La Mona
dead, right?
Yeah, she's like, yeah. They said she was with a blonde girl, and then sale like a dead Mona with a blonde wig, you know. And then he starts like coming at us like he was a good actor because he was like
he stared at us all the way while we were driving off.
Yeah,
he was just staring at us.
You would think that he would be not looking anymore. He was still looking, which I was like, that's pretty good, you know.
I was like that.
And then we did the actual tour had like 2 rides that you didn't have to get on. It was just on the trolley already, you know.
Yeah.
So basically, the difference between the VIP tour, like you know, is that you're on your own private trolley, right? That's what they're called. And then if you're just like a part of like whatever, like the regular, then it's like a trolley of like four carros. Four little, and you can't get off. And then the private tour, you can't get off because you can go to different areas because it's just a smaller trolley.
Yeah.
And the rides, Milo got scared.
Yeah, we did the first.
The King Kong?
Yeah, the King Kong. Nos metieron en un like warehouse thing, and then it's dark.
It was like a 3D tunnel.
Yeah, it's dark, so I didn't like big ass screens, and they have like so many like projectors or whatever, and even that it made you feel like what the fuck, like it's all moving crazy, you know. And then Donkey Kong, King Kong is like going
jumping, and then it lands on the trolley. And then, just like,
and then there's a trolley in the movie with people, and then the dinosaurs are eating the people, and I'm just like,
Milo got scared. That was the one that he got scared.
Yeah, he got fucking scared.
Yeah,
like con su cámara,
he had
he's
a little camera.
Fuck, you know, like.
Oh my god, it was so funny whenever he did the little thing with the.
Yeah, there was a little boy, and they were celebrating his birthday.
One where he was like, he could see his face.
Yeah. we were driving by un edificio, but it was just an edificio like with offices, you know. And you can see
people are working in there.
You could he could see his reflection in the windows, and then he's like looking in the camera, and he noticed that his reflection, and he's like, no, he's like that,
because the whole time he thought he was recording, but he wasn't recording. He was just like,
pobrecito.
Yeah, but we didn't want to like make him record because we're like, man, he's gonna waste all his memory on nothing, you know. So then it would have been funny if he would have been recording, you know. And but yeah, and then the little competition with the little boy, because they let us go on a live set. Like,
so they're like, all right guys, this is a soundproof like set or whatever, like, which the warehouse was big, and there was like barely any echo. It was like, and it was
from like a show that's,
it was quantum something.
Yeah.
And so yeah, they're like, don't touch nothing, guys, you know. They're doing a live set or whatever, and
which is part of being the VIP tour.
Yeah. Like, and then Yeah, so we're in there and it's super quiet and the guy's just talking to us about the stuff. And then you just hear the other little boy, he had a camera too. And then almost, oye, so Milo would be like, you know?
And then they're just dogging each other.
Yeah, and they're just like looking at each other like, taking pictures of
Literally,
random
like,
ass shit.
The tour guide is talking, and all you hear is the camera clicking from both of these little boys, Milo being one of them, of random shit that is like, Milo even just flipped the camera and took a picture of his shirt, like, because they were both, it was both their birthdays, and they were there celebrating the birthdays, and they were both wearing Mario stuff, you know? And
that was pretty funny.
I was like, oh my God. The little boy took a picture of his shoes because he had Super Mario shoes. And
I
then,
didn't see that.
Yeah, and Milo had a Super Mario shirt, and Milo had a Super Mario shirt.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh my God.
But yeah, and then the tour, I mean,
it was cool.
I liked it.
Yeah,
I liked
cool.
it. It was pretty
very
dope.
like, if you watch shows and, you know, you were familiar with some of the ones they were talking about, then you're just like, wow, like this is really like where shit goes down. You know, you just have to be so creative to make it work with sets, you know?
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool. I enjoyed it. But yeah, right after the tour.
Yeah, and then there was another tunnel también.
Oh,
and then
yeah,
it was the Fast and Furious one. Which that one was pretty dope too.
Yeah, it was cool. Which Milo, I think it's cool because Milo knows about that too.
Yeah, so he probably enjoyed that one.
He has the black car.
Yeah, the Dom.
The Dom, yeah, he has. So he, like Milo, like it's crazy because I feel like it was such a perfect, you know, experience because he's so informed with a lot of the stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Even the Mummy, like, you know.
Yeah.
Transformers, like, you know, you were just watching the movie with him. So I feel like he knew everything we did, he had knowledge of.
Yeah.
You know, except The Simpsons.
Okay, yeah. So after the tour, some people opted out. And then they're like, hey, I think we're going to break off or whatever, and we're just going to go do our own thing. And they're
because
like,
you can do that because you can
do it at any time.
Don't lose the past, you know?
Yeah. And, but yeah, so after that, he's like, all right, guys, now I'm going to take y'all. So from the beginning, he was like, I'm going to take y'all to the best rides first, or the ones that are like harder to get into. Yeah, the ones after was, which ones did we go to? It was Simpsons. What else?
And Minions. Oh, with the tour, it was just The Simpsons.
Oh, yeah. So I guess that's all we did. And The Simpsons, pues Milo didn't know about it, you know, which...
Yeah, but he had a lot of fun.
Yeah, but that tour, man, I mean, that ride was pretty cool, you know?
Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah, and then that one también me tenía like, bro, it felt like you're
For
really
real.
like, you know?
Because he said you have to be in like one level to enjoy it. I didn't get it.
No. So I think, you know how they close our thing on the sides and you can't see to the side. So I think if you think about it, each room entramos and it's like room 1, 2, 3, 4, let's say, and he put us in the middle room.
Yeah.
So it's not about the seats. It's about being in the middle. So I think we all went up together, all the elevators, and we were stuck. We're in the middle seeing the screen.
Oh, okay.
So if you're like in room 1, lo vas a ver un poquito para acá. So
like how it was for the Minions.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
he wanted us to have the middle seats as far as the middle room.
Oh,
like
okay.
That.
Yeah, which they were trying to move us.
Yeah, they're like, all right, y'all 3 go to 4. So we went to 4 and then
he told us, no, come to 6.
Yeah, come to 6. So our tour guide is like, nah, what are y'all doing? Like, come to 6. So we went to 6 and the guy was like...
He was
counting.
To look.
And he's like, no. He's like, hey...
I told y'all to go to 4.
Yeah, and
then the guy was like...
The tour guide is like, no, they're with me. Oh, Chris, glad you told me, man. And I'm just
so then he brought some people to go to 4.
Yeah, but I'm
just
like, damn, bro. If there's room, why the fuck you trying to change it, bro?
Yeah. And then that happened. That ride was fun. Milo enjoyed that one a lot. And then, the tour guide was over. He said bye. And then we ended up going to Minions World.
Yeah.
And, you know, that ride was fun.
Yeah,
and it was cool.
They sang happy birthday to him right there while we were waiting.
Because they're like, who has a birthday? And me being that mom, I was like, I'm like, I said, like, we do. Or something like that. And then, but they just sang happy birthday to everybody whose birthday it was. But him being a kid, he thought, because he heard me say, you know, he thought that they were singing happy birthday to him because they're like, happy birthday, Minion. Yeah. Right? And then I was like,
they said Minion, not Milo.
And I'm like, it's because you're going to become a Minion because they transformed us into Minions too, right? And then, yeah, like that one was cool too. Milo really enjoyed that one. And then if you've seen the Minions movie, there's a Funland or whatever where Groot thinks he's going to leave the girls at, you know?
Where she gets a unicorn.
Where she gets a unicorn, yeah. That area was there.
Yeah.
Part of it. So Milo's like, please, mommy. Like, he wanted to get on this one ride. So I'm just like, why not? Like, if he remembers, then let's do it, you know? So we got on that one. We skipped Life of Pets to get on that ride, basically, which was fine because he knows Life of Pets, but he wanted to get on this one, you know?
Yeah.
We did that. My phone had died already. At this point, me and Roland were ready to have a beer because we're just like, we've been going the whole day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we got our beers. We saw the Scooby-Doo van. And
we have a... Yeah, I didn't even put that in the video.
Yeah, like that. And it was cool because, again, Milo's super familiar with Scooby-Doo. Because we saw, like, there was multiple characters that came out throughout the day that we, like, saw. Yeah. And we did that. Then we went back to Super Mario World.
Yeah. So, yeah, with the Super Mario, like, for one, we wanted, like... We had like these goals, right? While we were there, that we wanted like, okay, Milo has to have like, he has to go to Toads, you know, and we were able to do that.
Yeah.
And then
he has to get on the ride.
He has to get on the ride. We did that. We're like, we want him to meet
Mario
and Luigi, which we had already seen them earlier.
But he couldn't take a picture or
say because there was already a line, and then so you asked like, hey, when do they
come back?
And they're like, oh, it's every
hour. The last one is 8.
Yeah. So we're like, okay, let's keep that in mind, whatever. So we go back for the third time to Nintendo World, and then I use when
I asked, and she's like, oh, you can get in line, so we were first.
Yeah, and it was like 40 minutes early.
No, it was like 20.
20? No, I felt like it was a good while porque...
It was like 20 minutes because she said, oh, he can do that game in like
yeah, pero I waited in that game for a minute and then for like a good while.
So maybe like 30.
And then when we left, we were going to go to another one, but I was like, fuck it, let's just get in line. And in line, we waited a good while también.
It was like 30 minutes.
So let's say 30 minutes.
Yeah. And so we were there. Do you want to go on a quick break?
Yeah, let's go on a quick break and we'll probably end it off after that.
Yeah. And we are back. So then the goal was to get Milo to meet them. He did.
So he was, so we were first in line, and then we're just waiting for them, right? And then salieron, and where everybody's just like looking, you know, and then they're like, all right, first one, and then I just thought it was so dope. Like, so they were like, all right, cameras ready. Have your cameras ready, and they're like, all right, family.
So
and we're
Roland took pictures. I recorded.
Yeah, and I'm just like, no, we just want him to go.
Yeah,
you know. So.
But it was the only thing I didn't like. I wish they would have gotten a little bit closer, but I think they just heard 3 people, so they just left the space for 3 people.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Probably. Yeah.
But other than that, like it was cool. Like he was like, wow, you know.
You know what's crazy? Do you know there was nobody in those suits?
You're lying.
It's on.
Promise.
Honestly.
Exactly. You're such a liar. And then I was like, man, Milo wants to get to Bowser Jr. But the only thing is they close Super Mario World at 9 and the whole park closes at 10. And we're already there at 8. For the third time, we took the picture. By 8:05, we're like, all right, let's try to get these mini games.
Yeah, no. So when we got in line first for Mario, and you're like, well, fuck it, just go do the mini game and get 1 key.
And Roland lost, guys.
So he lost, but I was like watching, and it's so simple. But I think that was probably the hardest. No, not the hardest game, but that was one of the hard games porque it's como one of those things like que it wouldn't really work unless you got it like. There was times when I'm like, there was a time when I'm like, oh, this little girl like missed. She did it too early, and then she got it anyway. So I'm like, there's no way. Me and Milo, one of us is gonna get this, you know.
You lost, and he lost.
He lost first, so then I'm like, I got it, you know. And then I fucking lost.
And then we had to tell him that it was broken because he was upset. That
in the video, I'm like, it's broken. No sé, you know.
So then from there, we went to this other one, which I wish we would have recorded because it was so much fun. You had to punch like the little times to basically like stop. I forgot what the what's it called? The piranha flower.
The piranha flower, yeah.
From like growing, or I don't know what the heck. And we were just there, and Milo was like punching it so hard that his watch, the power band fell off. And he's like, help me. And I'm just like, oh my God, running, trying to turn off. But it was cool. You know, we got that one, but we had already gotten a free key because I told you, I'm like, oh, there's hidden ones. And we got the Princess Peach one.
That's not a key.
Oh, that was just a stamp thingy?
It's just a stamp thing, yeah. So we got one with that. Boom, 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 boom. We did one with the going around like así.
And then the Super Mario game was the other one.
Yeah, the Mario game was the other one.
So we had already had one key from the Super Mario game. And then...
actually, I think it was la entrada, no? Don't you just show up with one already?
No, the Mario game. Because you play it or something like that, yeah. And then, because it was the Super Mario game, the time one, and then we did the little wheel one that Milo did by himself, which I'm proud because he got it, you know?
Yeah, he got it.
And then, literally, that took us, it was the other two games that we did was faster.
Yeah, because Loki...
And nobody was drinking in there.
Yeah,
so we kind of had to, like, chug our beer. We're like, oh, shit, I guess, you know?
But low-key, I was like, man, if Milo loses the wheel one, I'm gonna feel like it's gonna like make him sad, you know, like fuck, you know.
But he did good.
Yeah, and he did it because
sometimes you just have to let them, right? Like
but I wanted him to like win, like that's the thing. Like there were so many times when I'm like, we're not gonna go to Bowser Jr.
Yeah, Rollie was being a little negative Nancy because he's like, nah, we're not gonna make it, we're not gonna go. He's like, he already did enough, and I'm just like, I'm gonna feel bad. And you were like, don't feel bad, we already brought him 3 times to Super Mario when a lot of people can only go in once, you know.
Yeah.
And then I was like, nah. So then we ended up just doing it, and I'm glad because the Bowser Jr. game was fun, and he was just so excited, you know. And that one was no VIP or express line. You had to wait in line. So that was another line that we did wait. That one was like 30 minutes, right? It was 30 minutes because I told you that it's at the time.
I'll see. Yeah.
And 28 minutes, actually. And
so it was cool.
So then we were able to get the keys, which I'm glad that Milo understood that you had to get the keys, you know. And then because there was another game that we could have played, but then we were like, this one's easy. It's just... Honestly, guys, yo soy tan movida. Like, as soon as we finished the other one, I knew you were going to get Milo, so I'm just, like, going straight to the next line just to, like, get there before other people are getting there, you know? And then we got to the Bowser Jr., we did that, and then that game was really fun, you know? And finishing that, I feel like Milo was, like... We told him, we explained, we're like, okay, puppy, like, this is it. Like, we're not going to come back here. And he was just happy. He's like, okay, mommy. But the other 2 times, he's like, no, he wanted to go back. Because he wanted to do Bowser Jr., you know? Which is crazy because it's like...
I felt like he was more excited for that than the Mario Kart shit, you know?
Yeah. But then again, because we did the Mario Kart, and that's when he saw the Bowser Jr., you know? And and then me and him would look at a lot of TikToks about Super Mario World, you know. When I was doing my research, he was there with me. Sometimes he'd be like, oh, let's look at Super Mario World. So we would see a lot of videos, the games, you know, like the Jurassic. And I feel like that's also why he had like knowledge of everything that was going on. So we left the store, and I want to give a big shout out to like our family members and like, you know, that sent him money, you know, because everything's so expensive out there. Like literally, like everything's $20, $40. Like, so, you know, they sent him his birthday money gift, and literally like that's how we bought him a lot of the souvenirs that he wanted, because as a parent, you want to limit that, right? But
because on Thursday, that's when we got the power bands, which they were like 40 each, right?
Yeah.
So it's 120. You know,
and he wanted us to get one each.
Yeah, because we were already like, oh, just
we only needed his.
Uno él, and then maybe one of us. You know, but then he's like, oh,
he went
Mario
to the counter and asked, right?
A Mario, a Luigi, and Princess Peach.
Yeah, and we were trying so hard to convince him to get Yoshi.
He was like, no, but you're Luigi. And
I'm
like, fuck.
Yeah, that was funny. And so yeah, big shout out to the family. You know, they got a lot of love for him, and so we were able to like chiflar. lo chiflamos. We bought him some
No,
stuff.
we made it worth it. Well, that's what I was gonna say. So on Thursday, we got the power bands, and then we got him a hat. Like, it's crazy because it was the hat, right? And then we're like, do you want the hat or do you want the lamp? Which
we didn't get either.
no, we got the hat. Oh no, we got the hat later.
Yeah,
so
we didn't get either.
what did we get?
The power bands and the candy. He was coughing.
Yeah, and the candy, and that's it.
That's it. We ended up walking out with neither of the lamp or the hat.
Oh yeah,
Because each one was $40.
Yeah.
So we're like,
and then
nah, let's just go into the Actors Universal and see what we find there.
Yeah.
You know?
And it wasn't until we were in the Minions thing, the Playland or whatever, that I realized, like, oh shit, le mandaron dinero.
But I had already told you, he had already had money sent by Giselle and
oh yeah,
and then-
pero it wasn't as
and
much
Priscilla
like,
and Pancho.
not saying like the así, pero it surprised me how much le mandaron, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh fuck, you know. So after ya se acabó la noche, we're like, you know what, like, let's get him the hat, you know.
Yeah, because we were just so excited and happy. Like, it was just like you know, he was so good, well deserved, and he's a good kid. So that happened. So we ended up surprising him because Milo's a big blanket kid. Like, he loves blankets. I love blankets. So
All like 3 of them are over there right now.
yeah, so he has literally like
Yes.
4 Dragon Ball blankets. He always get compliments on those blankets, like when people come over and see them. And we took a Dragon Ball like blanket, right? Because it was chilly in the morning. And they're like, where'd you get that one? We're like, oh,
yeah.
They gifted it him for his birthday. He has dinosaurs, cars. Like, he literally has so many blankets. So then I was just like, man, this blanket right here is dope. You know, it was like $30-something. And I'm like, I'm gonna get this, like, you know. So we surprised him with the blanket and the Mario hat that he wanted. And then so then we got him that. We finished the night off with like at City Walk.
We were gonna go to the Harry Potter light show, but my whole thought was like, man, they're gonna do the show at like 9:50.
We were like 3 minutes away from the actual show. We were already there, and the show was gonna happen in 3 minutes. And Roland like talked me out of it.
I'm like, man, it's 9:50. The shit closes at 10. People are gonna be rushing out. We're gonna be stuck in like people traffic trying to get out through the gates and shit. I'm like, let's just go. No, and then you're like, well, what is it? You know, so we looked it up on TikTok, and it was just like little dots of lights, and I'm like
a Christmas show.
And then you're like, let's go. So I'm like, all right, but then we ended up staying like
in City Walk
for like a whole, I don't know how many,
like 40 minutes more.
Yeah, we got donuts
because he wanted the Super Mario shirt and we couldn't find it.
Yeah, we couldn't find it. But
so we ended up the night at the little donut shop there that said that they sold mini donuts, which they're good. That's like one of his favorite things is donuts.
Yeah.
You know, so
they kind of tasted like the ones from the rodeo.
Nah, the rodeos were better.
You think so?
Yeah, they were better. And then so when we go to the rodeo, we make it a mission to find these damn donuts, right? And but yeah, so we did that. We ended up, and when you book VIP, so valet is included as well. So we don't have to worry about like parking or none of that. So that was also good. Overall, guys, experience was 10 out of 10. Definitely recommend spending the money, that extra money on that. Because again, you don't have to buy breakfast, you know, it's already included, lunch is included. And you're skipping all these lines and you get to enjoy the whole park in one day. And a lot of people have to buy 2 tickets because they want to go to the park in 2 days, you know, and not stress because of the whole lines things. The lines take forever. Like, it's pretty crazy.
Definitely. And then, so yeah, that was Friday. Saturday, what did we do Saturday? That's when we were just like Santa Monica.
We did the miles that I was like, oh, I want to go do my miles. We went to go eat breakfast at that one place. Oh, it was so good.
Oh, I fucked up, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was this what was it, like chicken spot,
like a chicken and waffle
spot. And then I got like fucking Nashville, and
then I wanted to get some miles in because I haven't really committed to the July challenge that I joined, you know. But I feel like I've been all over the place. I don't want to say I've been unmotivated. I just really just haven't found a routine. Like this summer specifically has been a very off summer for me.
Good excuse.
not an excuse. You're just saying that because you just got a trainer. So, but yeah,
nobody's supposed to know.
I'm excited. Oh, sorry. I'm excited because I feel like I'm ready, like, you know, for like this week coming up. Like, I'm already mentally preparing, like, all right, this day I'm doing this and I'm catching up, but I'm also gymming. And I hadn't been wanting to gym in a while, you know.
Yeah.
And now I feel like that excitement. I feel like that's what I lacked over the summer. Like, I felt I lacked excitement. Like, I didn't even do the homeschooling how I wanted to do it, you know. But I feel like I did push the Spanish a lot more this summer, but not the way I wanted to, not the routine. And I'm a routine person. Like, I feel like I need that, like, the consistency, you know, because if not, I get thrown off. And I was thrown off a lot this summer. And maybe again because I was focused on like his trip, you know.
You're thrown off right now.
Why?
Because we were talking about Santa Monica.
Yeah, we went to go do our miles Saturday. My miles in Santa Monica.
Yeah, we were just walking, like, you know, places, checking out the stores and stuff.
Basically.
Yeah, like, but I'm saying, like, after breakfast, we went to like different stores and stuff. We are just looking at different things, you know. And then so we went and we started walking the beach. We didn't go to the water, none of that. We were just like, oh, let's walk to Muscle Beach, remember?
Or Venice Beach.
Venice Beach or whatever. And then so we were walking, and then that's when we're like, oh, we should get the bikes, you know.
Yeah.
And so the
bikes was cool. Like, we got the bikes, and Milo was just like doing the helicopter move, you know. I recorded.
And then I tried to do a U-turn, and some lady ran into
Oh my God, Rolling got crashed. Like,
damn, some lady.
But you know what though? I was thinking if that would have been me who crashed, you would have been like, "Es que no te fijas." Yes or no?
You know, I didn't. I would have. Yeah.
You would have blamed me.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is crazy
like,
because
why don't you look, you know?
But it's crazy because it's like shit like that happens, but you're so quick to blame me with.
That's because it doesn't happen to me.
But it happened to you. You got crashed literally midway of like doing a U-turn.
Yeah,
like,
I'm surprised my leg didn't get cut off.
Yeah, literally, like, I'm surprised that like you didn't see that person happening. Like, I mean,
coming. It was a heavy person too.
And so no te fijaste. So
no,
it's your fault.
No. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
¿Quieres una galleta? Okay, like, no, I'm just saying, like,
they're going the correct way, and you're the one trying to do a U-turn and get hit midway.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is, like, I thought you were behind me. Like, I literally could have sworn I'm like, all right, we're gonna turn around, you know. And I looked, you were behind me, so then I like slowed down, and I guess when I slowed down, people were already coming. I fucking just, I think, the lady's like, shit, you know, like. And I'm like,
it's just so funny because
you know my, like, you know, I can't even picture. I don't know what the hell Milo did. Was he just like, like, you know?
No, that's why I'm laughing, because I'm like your wife and his mom, and I'm like riding the bike right behind y'all.
Low-key, I thought you hit me, and I was like, what the hell?
So then I just stopped and I seen the whole thing happen.
I should have rang the bell. Ding, ding, ding.
It was just so funny because I'm just like, it's messed up because in my head I'm just like, I'm glad it happened to him.
That's crazy.
No, wait, I'm glad it happened to you.
That's how I'm not gonna get into it, but that's how I know que quieres que me pasen las cosas, like, just to teach me a lesson.
Let me finish. Like, I'm glad that happened to him and not to me, because it would have became an argument, because you would have been like, es porque no te fijas. When it's like shit like that can happen, and it doesn't necessarily mean your fault.
I would have, if I'm gonna be honest, I would have asked you, are you okay?
I asked you if you're okay.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about myself. Like, I would have asked you, like, because you are locked down to, like, oh, you would have been like, no te fi-, like, low key, if you would have got hit, my first thing wouldn't have been like, why don't you look where you're going? It wouldn't have been that.
Obviously,
it would have been like,
obviously not.
I'm
right
a fucking
away.
caring ass person, especially for both of y'all.
I know, but I'm not saying like, obviously I get hit and you're not gonna be like, es que no te fijas. No, but later on you would have been like, es que no te fijas, you know. If we would have talked about this experience on the podcast and it would have been the other way around, you would have been telling me, es que no te fijaste.
You being glad it happened to me, it doesn't teach me a lesson. I didn't take anything like,
But it's
wow,
like, I didn't want you.
let me change the
not,
way I think about like stuff. Like, no,
it's not that I wanted you to get a lesson taught or anything. Obviously, I didn't even want you to get hit.
What it taught me was like, damn, I look after Milo because I made sure I didn't fucking fall. I fucking became a damn brick wall contra that lady.
It's so funny because I literally, like, if I'm looking at it from an outside perspective, like, I'm just like, I stopped and then
There was like 20 people around us.
I know.
Like,
You caused traffic.
I did. Everybody's like, fuck.
And I didn't even look like I was with y'all. I looked like I was part of the traffic.
I know.
I was just stopped. I was like, oh my God, so embarrassing. And then with the child.
The pinche casco. Why the fuck did I put the casco on him? I think to myself.
Good, you did.
Why? Because it's
What
like
do
so
you
many
mean
people
why?
have used that casco, and I'm just like,
He had his hat though.
yeah.
So, but I'm glad you did because I've seen so many videos where it's like they accidentally hit their head and that's the deadly fall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the casco's there to protect them. And in your case, I'm glad he was wearing it because
They didn't hit him. They hit me.
I know, but you got hit. Imagine if you would have been one of those wimpy dads that lost balance and he would have fallen down. He had
If
no
that didn't
control.
make him think I was wimpy, it was me trying to fucking climb that damn rope.
Oh my God. So there was a rope, guys, that Roland swore he could do.
That rope was like thick though.
Okay, what does that have to do with anything?
I can climb like the ones that you can grip on. Ese estaba grande.
Babe, chill. Because let me tell y'all guys really quick before we end this episode. He swore and I'm like, man, if you're being for real, go do it. Don't mean just talking, you know. So he's like, all right, you know. So I go, we walk. And then he's like climbing. He didn't even, literally like not even halfway. Not even.
I felt like I was close.
Not
I felt like
even-
I was like, fuck, I don't want to go how much higher. I'm too high right now.
He's scared of heights. So
I'm not scared of heights.
So then why did you want to look down?
I did look down.
But
I
you didn't want to though.
No, I just felt like I was looking up and I was like, damn, I'm getting close to the top.
And he was not even halfway.
Yeah,
And then,
but the one thing I'm not scared of heights though.
okay, he's not scared of heights. So then there was a guy staring.
I see, it was like,
He looked like a wimpy guy, if I'm being honest. And then Ronan's like, was I halfway? And I'm like, no. And then he starts laughing. So I'm like, well, I guess he's hearing the conversation, right?
Yeah.
So he started laughing. And then he's like, yeah, you were. And in my head, I'm like, you're lying. And I said, no, you weren't. I see, right?
Yeah.
And then we walk away. And then I turn around and this guy gets on the rope, reaches the fucking top within seconds. And
yeah.
I'm just
and
like,
I'm like, man, he's showing off.
I'm just like, wow.
Like no wonder he was there like staring. I see just for you to look at him.
But I didn't look at him. I just turned around. I'm like, oh shit, you did it.
I told
You
Milo,
couldn't.
don't look that way. Don't look that way. Just keep going.
Oh my God. But that was super
And then
funny.
while we were walking away, Milo's like, you're not strong? You don't have muscles? I'm like, yeah, I do,
like,
bro.
you
It's
don't.
just- the fucking rope is too big.
But yeah. And then we went to that restaurant on the pier. It was good, right?
Oh yeah, that was cool.
It was like some good hot dogs. You got a burger?
Yeah, but it was like an hour, right? It was an hour. We waited for a good while. It was
To
like,
get in the food?
yeah, like in that line. It was a good while.
Yeah.
If it's not 40 minutes,
I thought it was like 40 minutes.
yeah, I'll push it to an hour.
Yeah.
But-
And then we went to like this little play place, like a cidercade over there.
Yeah, but it was alright.
But it was super dirty, guys.
Ugh.
Like, ugh. It was
Fuck,
dirty. Like, cidercade is super clean. I enjoyed we've taken Milo there once and it was super fun.
Yeah.
And we took him here and he likes the arcade stuff, right? So then we did it, but super dirty. Honestly, I was like, Germix, like, because I'm never like, oh my God, about Germix, but I wanted Germix like right away.
Yeah.
And then we did that. We got some funnel cakes. And we wanted to go to the end of the pier, but we didn't because it was super cold and windy,
Yeah.
you know. And I wanted to go get the blanket from the hotel.
He was
but then-
already falling asleep.
and he
like-
was falling asleep. And then we said, all right. I said, well, let's go to the hotel, chill, come back, right? Mm-hmm. And then guess what, guys? Guess what happened? Milo knocked out as soon as we got to the hotel. He actually knocked out he was sitting on Roland's shoulders and he put his head on his head and he knocked out. Like I have a video where he's like knocking out. We get to the hotel and we're chilling, and maybe 20 minutes from being.
You knocked out.
Yeah, I knocked out.
And then I was on TikTok. No, you were watching TikToks and I was watching TikToks. And I was just like scrolling and then I could hear yours and
it was the same shit.
Yeah, and I'm like, damn, she's watching a lot of different TikToks, you know? And then I looked over to you and you're out and your shit's just replaying.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, she's out.
Yeah, and then this was like maybe 7:30.
It was early. But over here, we're 2 hours.
Yeah, the time difference, I feel like it kind of threw us off a little.
Yeah, a little bit.
And so it was like 7:30, and then Milo was out, and we didn't wake up. I didn't wake up till like 7 in the morning, 7:30 in the morning. So we basically were so tired that we slept for like 12 hours.
Yeah. But yeah, so then the next day, yeah, we get ready to go, you know, and everything. And then so instead we're like, you know what, let's just go. And then from there we're like, oh well, we want to see you're like, let's see the Hollywood sign. And then I'm like, oh, when we come back, you know,
I know he was being like that.
You know, that's understandable.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I just want to go already, you know.
Yeah.
But we're like,
but I did tell you, I'm like, but we're already here.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
and
it's
then,
part of the
trip. It was the
trip.
same shit with the coffee shop. And I was like, I did want to go see it, but next time, you know.
Yeah, and I was like, no, let's go, you know.
So we went to the Hollywood thing, and that was pretty cool to see, you know. We just drove, which, again, compact cars, because the fucking truck was so big.
Yeah.
And people are parked all the way up the mountain, you know, and then people are getting off super, like, on the lower side. So then we had to do, like, a U-turn, and, man, it was so crazy. But we were able to see it, so that was cool.
Yeah.
And then from there, we're like, oh, I want to go to Joshua Vita's coffee shop.
I felt like you felt more like, you know.
Yeah, we're like, well, fuck it. Ya vimos esto. Let's go.
Like, there was no rush, which I get, though. I get, you know, when I said, oh, you were being like that, I get why, because I'm the same way. Like, when we're leaving Mexico, I'm ready to come home. Like, I'm just like, I just want to go home. But I just felt like, man, we have our truck, you know, we don't have to pay an Uber. It's just,
or catch a flight or whatever.
Yeah, like, it's just like, we have time. Like, we're going to get home Monday anyways, you know. And so that's when I was like, let's go see the Hollywood.
And then we went to the coffee shop, and then
we met
so that, yeah, we're there. I videoed everything. It was just super cool to be there.
The mugs back there.
Yeah, so right here. So we got this mug there, with shout out Joshua Vita's, and then Reality to Idea, and then the Matte Black coffee shop.
Yeah.
So it was cool. And then while we were there, entra Adrian, right? So from TikTok. So he's the one that, like, he's from New York, which I thought he was from LA.
I thought he was from LA.
But he's the one that on TikTok, he like finds stuff on the street and then he refurnishes it and creates like some sort of furniture to put into his apartment.
He has a creative space, basically.
Yeah, and it was super dope. And I was like, oh shit, this is the dude from TikTok. And you're like, you're gonna say hi to him? And we're like, nah, you know.
Which is funny because I told Roland, oh my god, like, you're talking to me about him, so I'm looking at him and we happen to lock eyes, right? Like, we're just like, I was like, oh my god, like, I just saw him, so I smiled and he smiled back, like, just something, you know. So then I'm just like, you just need to go say what's up.
Yeah, but I wasn't, and then I was gonna go throw something away, and they were right there, so I was like,
yeah, because we thought they had left.
So I'm like, man, and I just go up to him, I'm like, hey, what's up, bro? Like, I follow you on TikTok, you know, I like your shit, whatever. And he's like, oh, I appreciate that, man. And then I didn't even say hi to the girlfriend, you know, but I was just like trying to cut it short, but then we kind of got into it.
And then it became like a whole conversation about talking about Universal.
Yeah, Universal.
Because they went to Universal and they did the Express.
I think, yeah, they didn't do the VIP.
Yeah, and they still had to wait for a few hours.
And then you're like, oh yeah, we went over here and then we're like, oh shit, you're not from here? And he's like, nah, I'm from New York. We're from New York.
We're like, oh,
and we're like, then we're from Houston. And then he's like, yeah, I just wanted to come here and then go to Universal and then come to this coffee shop because of Josh. He's like, I don't know if you know him. We're like, yeah, bro. And then you're the one that pointed out the shoes, or me?
Yeah, I did.
And then you're like, yeah, he's wearing the shoes. And I'm like, yeah, bro. Like, I'm like, I want to meet him. And he's like, oh, that's crazy. I was just at his studio yesterday. He's like been my mentor, you know. And I'm like, damn. And in my head, I'm like, what are the odds, right? Like, I'm from Houston. He's from New York.
And y'all are both there.
We're both there because I'm inspired by him.
And he was
and then he's inspired by him too. So I'm like, that's so crazy. Yeah. So now I kind of have that small connection, like
You know how they say, like, with one person you meet.
Yeah. And so yeah, I just thought that was dope. And then from there, we went to Trejo's, but it was a donut
shop.
His donut shop, and then
Donny Trejo's, yeah. And it was good. Like, I mean, honestly, like, now I want to open
they were
up.
Super soft
and like fluffy, like
the donuts
super good,
yeah. No se sentían like.
And they hooked it up with a shit tons of donuts.
Yeah,
donut holes.
We got a dozen donut holes, and they gave them like 24, like.
Like
2
I
dozen,
said,
like,
man, fuck it, and I just
from Houston, his birthday.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You know, like that.
Yeah. So overall, the experience was a good trip. Yeah. Overall, the trip was super amazing. I really enjoyed it, and I'm just excited, you know, to plan our next family trip or something. You know.
It's definitely a thing I want to keep doing.
Yeah. And but other than that, guys, this podcast was supposed to be more with different. We did have a lot more topics, but we didn't want to make it a long podcast. And but I feel like it's good that we talked about the experience, because I talked about it in Entre Nos, but Alondra wasn't there, so I feel like there was a lot of stuff that I might have left out, or she couldn't relate to, you know, so I was kind of wanting to talk to you about it, because I had people be like, oh, how was it, you know, and it's just so much to say, you know, in a text, or if you're not in person. So if y'all are watching this, if y'all do have questions, hit us up, you know. I mean,
especially, I mean, a whole nother topic that could be a thing is like you know how te preguntaron about like the birthday guilt or whatever, like for the kid, the party guilt or whatever. Like, you're like not throwing a birthday party, but instead going on a vacation. Like, you kind of feel like. And
this year we did, the small gathering became bigger than what I wanted it to be.
Yeah, so he ended up getting a small party and a trip, you know. But regardless, like, a trip is very much well worth it, you know, if you put your kid like first. Like, if it's like, porque it's
a party, it's a trip
for him.
Like, it's, you're planning the trip based on him. Like,
yeah, because a lot of things were like, okay, well, we're over there, well, I'm gonna just do it quick, right? But we're over there, like, we should do this, meet up with this person, visit this, you know. And we're like not wanting to
it's 29:35.
Okay, guys, that's it. Much love. Thank you so much for
just reset the camera really
no,
quick.
I don't want to. Okay. But that's it, guys. Much love. Thank you so much for watching. That's it. Peace.
Bye, guys. Subscribe.